is a local business owner. He and his family own U.S. Pest. His name's J.K. Brister. They are hosting us today. He and his wife Erica have ventured to create AmericanPatriotCoffee.com, which most of you are drinking today. He was recently a senior advisor to the Elston for Mayor campaign. He's been a citizen activist for over 20 years. He's a blogger and writer. He also posts and podcasts at AmericanPatriotCoffee.com. JK's motto is drink the coffee, not the coffee.
I feel like some of this, when it's the truth, it sounds repetitious. So like Brenda said in the beginning, Agenda 21 can be boring, but I don't think it's very boring because, like the Constitution, we're all constitutionalists. We all probably are originalists, textualists. And when I read the Constitution and I think about it, people go, well, you're always talking about the same things. I said, because the truth doesn't change. Facts don't change. The only thing that changes are ideals, which are contrary to principles. And the word principle, just to start before I start here, means truth where all truth is based from. Okay? Truth where all truth is based from. So when you talk about a principle like liberty, life, pursuit of happiness, pursuit of property, you're talking about truths that weren't created by men, they were created by God and nature. And they're inherent. Our governments didn't give us that. So first let me say I'm no expert on Agenda 21. I came to Agenda 21 through friends like Tim Brown and Donna DeSopo and different people. I heard it like everybody else from Glenn Beck. But I'd just like to say that you saw him up there, but before I ever watched anything by Glenn Beck, I heard about it and I did all my own research. And what's funny is that you don't have to necessarily read John Birch stuff or read anything. You can go to the UN website. You can go to Cumberland Region Tomorrow, which was mentioned by and you can go to powerof10.org, which is the 10-county region, which now they're lovingly calling it a super county. Okay? And I have a video presentation where I want to keep this about the local area. So I have a video presentation, an excerpt from local people you're going to know. Mayor Foster, and people like him at the Power of 10 Summit talking about regionalism and how it's coming, it's here. You better get on board, because anybody that doesn't get on board is going to be left behind. So, I, like many of you, I'm trying to learn as much as I can and soak up the overwhelming amount of information that's ahead of us. I would hope that all of us are here and that we would join the effort to educate our fellow citizens. If you had enough energy and enough excitement and enough curiosity to come here, then you should go back to wherever you're from, whatever county, whatever city you're from, and try and start a little group of 4 or 5 people, and then stay in touch with Brenda and other people, and let's organize. Let's use Saul Alinsky, let's use Obama and all these people's tactics against them and organize ourselves to where we're on the same page, because that's what they're doing. Although we as a nation have become aware of Agenda 21 through various sources such as Glenn Beck, conservative talk radio, Facebook, and blogs, Agenda 21, of course, has been around a very long time. I'm not going to retread a lot of ground that has already been covered. But it's hard to see something without clear history and context, or data points like we on the right like to say. Okay? And yes, I'm a right-wing conservative, gun-toting, God-fearing Christian. Amen. And we don't hide from conservatism in our businesses. Our businesses have actually doubled and tripled because we don't hide from it. We say we support the troops. We say we're a Christian company in both our companies. We're based on Christian principles. And we're not perfect human beings. So I'm not sitting here saying that everything that happens in our business is totally biblical, okay? But we try to run it on good, honest people of character, with good, honest people of character. Everyone we hire, 50% of the people that work for us are ex-military. So we try to honor the people who sacrifice for us. As with, it's hard to see, like I said, without some history and context. So, as with most utopian agendas, this agenda was launched in foreign countries first. Okay? Because what better laboratories of innovation could there be than a citizenry with no way to defend their lives, property, and liberty, because any rights they have are derived from their government, not God and nature. So if you're looking to set up a plan to control resources, agriculture, property, healthcare, transportation, and defense, which pretty much is everything, you wouldn't come to America first. Being that the end goal is domination of the American citizens, of course you would. You would seek out new nations, governments that need money, and offer them the resources they need with the stipulation that they join your cause. New nations. When I say new nations, I mean Egypt. I mean Syria. I mean places that we are helping overtake so they can become, because there'll be a new government and new people in rule, they're pliable. We can control them better. Okay? No, get out my tinfoil hat. Or they are countries that are on the plan and see the eventual outcome of one world currency, which Russia and China and even Iran talk about not even trading in the dollar anymore and just moving to whatever currency they believe will be the future currency. And America is just becoming another equal member in the world. I know everybody here, we're preaching to the choir, but some people watching this video today may not know that America should be the big dog. We should be the big bad dog on the street, because if we're not, who is? Okay? China. Somebody like them, okay? Now I'm covering a little global context here, but I promise you I'm getting to the local, okay? So after we recruited these companies and developed our plan, weeded out our possible potholes. Now this has been going on since 1967 or even before that. He showed the quote from the land use preamble that Agenda 21 ascribes for land use. So it's even before 1990. It's before all these organizations. The framework was being built. They were coming up with the philosophies. And a lot of these philosophies come out of the 10 pillars of communism that Marx wrote. If anybody tells you that socialism and communism aren't the same, well, they're goofy, because Marx wrote the Communist Manifesto. Marxism, socialism, it's all the same. It's just different levels of it, so they can, what I call, creep toward their end goal. They know that if they come out with comprehensive plans that are huge, we'll all get up in arms. So they'll throw a comprehensive plan out, and while we're looking at that, they're over here implementing small steps. Okay? We all know that, because we're all shaking hands here. The majority of these plans begin in the UN Assembly. Then they simply wait for a president who is in line with their philosophy. See, they can pass something and just let it sit there. Just like the Congress. We have amendments to the Constitution that were passed 30 years before they were ratified. Okay? So they have time. They can do these things. They're just waiting on the right president, the right legislature, the right Congress. And this kind of goes to what he said. He showed the whole context of it, so I'm just going to touch on it. It was 1994 that President Clinton created his Council on Sustainable Development. Its latest evolution is President Obama's Council on Rural Development. Okay? Already done that. And that was created through a presidential order, because you know Obama hates having to ask permission from Congress. Right? So now, with some data points, I'll move into Agenda 21 in Sumner County and the surrounding region. I posted a blog about Agenda 21 with a link straight to the UN website, where it comes up. It's on un.org/Agenda 21, and a week later, I went there and it said server error, page not found. So it wasn't just me, but I'm just saying that I found this in their own site. Posted their link. I didn't even say anything about it. I just said, this is Agenda 21 at this link from the UN. And a week later, it wasn't there. So, without hardly any work, I found local things which were touched on. What's really important is Cumberland Region tomorrow. Everything that I'm talking to you about today, even the previous stuff I just talked about, is all connected to CumberlandRegionTomorrow.org. Power10.org. You need to, those two websites, go into the links, go into the different things. They list these things, and you can trace them all the way to George Soros. Okay? He isn't as big a threat to us as we're all looking at him. He's a threat to the country as a whole. But then you've got the other people down below him. Charles Baum, okay, who donated money in the last local elections, okay? One of the biggest Obama supporters. His son was the head of his fundraising in Tennessee, is the head of the five members of Cumberland Region Tomorrow for Sumner County. He is the head of it. The head of the Hendersonville Chamber is on that committee with me. I was in a government relations committee meeting last month, and sitting across the table were two legislators and the president and vice president of the chamber, and I heard the word sustainable, smart growth. I heard they told people to stop using this language, but they are using it in these meetings. Now Davidson County has reached out to the chambers and said, let's come join us, become a sub-member, and pay dues. The chamber is going to join the Davidson County Chamber. They're trying to get all these other chambers and become a super chamber. Now, for political will, okay? So, they have come up with creative terms and words to describe organizations, groups, plans, and committees. Okay? A list of these, and I'm going to read these. A lot of them sound good. Okay? They sound healthy, just like he said. They sound like, oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I want that. You know? But what those words mean to us is, it's like the word progressive. Progressive, of course, we know means regressive. It doesn't mean instead of planes, they want to put us back in trains, right? And if they could, they don't even want to put us back in a horse and buggy. They want us walking in walkable communities, right? So some of the words are like some of the businesses and NGOs, Cumberland Region Tomorrow, Power of 10, regional planning commissions. Now, we have a city planning commission. We have a county planners. We have regional planners now. Then we have the state planners. Then we have the federal planners. But in between the state and federal planners, there are 4 and 5 state conglomerates, even up to 10, 7, 8, 10 states. They're governors, and their municipal people at the state level are joining together in planning commissions. It's harder to put them together. But you can just walk it from your city planners all the way up to the federal government. Systems. In our business, we use systems. And what they've done is taken the systems and created systems to stretch out the tentacles. And it starts in one place, and then it just starts spreading. And that's what we're all here to learn about and to stop, right? We can stop this. Brenda brought this to me, and I've already taken the level 1 class, but you should all look into the Tennessee Center for Self-Governance. It's a 5-level course. It teaches you how to write legislation. It teaches you how to get co-sponsors. It teaches you how to get someone to sponsor the bill and take us through the legislature down there on one specific issue, two specific issues that you want to cover. So I suggest y'all get to work on that. The organizations I've found that directly affect your lives and property are Cumberland Region tomorrow, Hendersonville tomorrow. Did anybody know there was a Hendersonville tomorrow, which is part of Cumberland Region tomorrow? All chambers of commerce, Department of Transportation, Tennessee Housing Development Agency, Transit Alliance of Middle Tennessee, Tennessee Chapter of American Planning Association. There's an American Planning Association, and we have a Tennessee chapter. Now, there's Mayor's Caucus that was created right after 2009. Mayor Dean and our mayor at the time went to Colorado, I believe, and looked at, they have a Mayor's Caucus. And in 2009, Mayor Dean suggested that we create one. Well, guess what? We have a Mayor's Caucus in Tennessee. It is a, for lack of a better term, shadow government. It's where they are. The ones who are complicit come together, and other mayors are having a say, and they have consensus, and then they all take this exact same plan and come back to the community and do the exact same things where we are. Sounds like communism, right? Collectivism, okay? So, I already talked about the Hendersonville Chamber and that I was there. Private sector sponsors, I have off the website. This is off of Power 10's website. This is a list of sponsors, private sector sponsors, NGOs, and partners, okay? Stakeholders, same thing. Well, this is all local. I'm not talking about, Obama and all these people. Obama, like she said, can't do anything about it, but we can do something about the people that live with us. And the private people are the Tennessee Farm Bureau. Okay, these are private sector. I thought that was governmental, but apparently it's not. Wilson Bank and Trust. Banks are involved in this. The Rogers Group, TriStar, Trans Systems, and RPM Transportation Consultants. Some of these people, they're just doing it because they see the benefit, the profit move. They don't even know what they're doing. They just say, hey, yippee, our people are wanting to do mass transit. We're going to make a lot of profit. We're all capitalists. I don't see anything wrong with profit. I see something wrong with government-private partnerships. The NGOs, the Transit Alliance of Middle Tennessee, Tennessee Chapter of the American Planning Association, and the National Area Chamber of Commerce Partnership 2020. And that's what I was talking about earlier, where they're all trying to partner. Well, they're involved. This is Cumberland Region tomorrow. So they're all at Middle Tennessee Mayor's Caucus, American Institute of Architects, Nashville Area Chambers of Commerce, Nashville Civic Design Center, Urban Land Institute. Now, what is our Urban Land Institute, right? And these are just some of the sponsors and partners of Cumberland Region tomorrow and the Power of 10 agenda. And as you can see, I and others have discovered a lot of good information. A lot of y'all probably already know this. ICLEI is a big problem. I went on ICLEI USA this morning, and here's the thing. You don't have to be a member of ICLEI to implement these agendas. What's happened is the reason Nashville pulled out, I'm assuming, is because they got so much heat from it, so they pull out so their name's not there, but they're still implementing these agendas. You don't have to be a member to implement it, right? So our little version of it in Gallatin, it's been approved, and it's called the Greensboro North Transit Ready Development. This is I'm quoting here. The Tennessee chapter of the American Planning Association recently announced Gallatin, Tennessee's Greensboro North Transit Ready Development as the 2012 recipient of Outstanding Planning Award for the Green Development in Small Communities category. Over the past few years, Middle Tennessee has been recognized as being the lead region in the state for pursuing multimodal transportation. That means anything but a truck. All right? Greensboro North Project is located on a 150-acre parcel located in Gallatin and was rezoned. Anytime we hear that rezoned word, okay, we have to watch that, with unanimous approval in 2012. This ain't 2009, this ain't 2007, this is 2012. The project is envisioned as a walkable village. Now, I didn't get it all in here. I literally, over the past 2 or 3 weeks, have watched probably 70, 80 hours. You can go on YouTube and put in Cumberland Region Mark and then just watch the videos come up. And Cumberland Region Mark, and then the UN, and then the global, these global networks. There's the Mayor's Caucus, but then there's also the Global Mayors Committee on Global Warming. And a lot of these mayors are part of it, but what they do is they don't sign up, or they're private, and they get the videos in their email, their personal email, so you can't get to it through Freedom of Information, and they get instructions from the chancellor at the time was a woman from Germany. And let me tell you, she's cool. Okay? So, in here, I can tell you that Gallatin approved a 2,000-unit walkable community, which means that you can live your whole life and never leave. You don't ever have to get in the car. The buildings, the first floor or even the second floor of the building is office space and retail shops and grocery stores. Okay? And you live in the 4 or 5, 6 floors above. And they want to take through land use legislation and different regulations and different things. They want to take your land from you. I'm going to show you something. I may get in trouble for this. I hope so. So, the United States 2012 Census of Agriculture. Now, I've never seen this in the Constitution. I know that the census, when the census people came to my house, I put down my name, my wife's name, my daughter's name, and 3 people lived in the house. And I sent it in. They sent them back out 5 times. When I came out with a shotgun, they didn't come back. Look, I'm not joking. It is my constitutional right. They are invading my privacy. I told them to leave. I'm not a nut. I was nice the first 4 times. Okay? This here, it says your report is due February 4, 2013. This is all part of taking a tally and taking a inventory of what's there, okay? It says here, your response is required by law. That's from the USDA. Well, I'm sorry, but we're not filling this out. Because it's not required by law. It might be required by a statute that's so far from the Constitution, it's unreal, but it's not required by law. And so, I'm just telling you, it asks us about farm hands, it asks us about how many chickens we raise, it asks us how much, it says nursery, greenhouse, floriculture, sod, mushrooms, vegetables, seeds, hay and forage crops, okay? And then it says vegetables, like we grow a vegetable garden. They require that. We tell them, okay? So they can tell us that we can't grow it. And that's what, well, it's,
It makes it easier for them to come into.
Right.
so there's 6 principles at Power of 10 that they call them 6 principles or 6 things that they look at. Transportation and transit, land use, quality growth, and sustainable development. This is from their website. I just copied and pasted it. It's right here. This isn't I'm not making this up. Infrastructure, sounds good, right? Who doesn't like roads and bridges and things like that, right? Now here's the funny one, and this is on there, so they haven't removed this stuff, okay? open space conservation. I got 40 acres of land. I only use 3 acres of it. Almost a whole acre on the front I can't even use because already they've told me that's an easement. Environmental easement, road easement, whatever, right? Air and water quantity and quality. This is on their website right now, okay? Economic competitiveness. Now what the heck is that? Because everything I just read, if they implement or we allow them to implement this stuff, negates economic competitiveness because it puts us all in the same place and controls everything we do. So there is no competitiveness. I can tell you that in a secret meeting that 2014 we found out from some lobbyists for pest control industry that the EPA is planning on regulations that outlaw all pesticides. This is part of the environmental movement of Agenda 21. Which goes to population control. Why did we, as a globe, as a country, as a state, why did our population grow? Our population grew because of pesticide. Because we were able to grow more food that didn't get destroyed, sustain more people. Cotton will be eradicated if there's no pest control. Diseases will return that will kill, like DDT. DDT was outlawed and now tuberculosis is back. It is a proven fact that DDT cured tuberculosis for us because we got small amounts of it after we washed our apples and stuff in our bodies that we can do. This is facts. This is scientific fact from the industry, okay? Silent Spring was a fictional book that got taken seriously by a bunch of wacko environmentalists, okay? And they went into the courts, went into the legislature, got elected, and passed laws, and created the EPA, and created all the regulations that we live on. So he already brought up ICLEI, and he brought up ICLEI USA, and then Chattanooga, Cookeville, Franklin. Franklin has, do you know they have those plug-in hybrid meters, like where you can pull your car up, your little go-kart, and plug it in, smart. Well, I was in a government relations meeting, and they started talking about the smart meters. They want to put smart meters on your house that they can shut your power off if you use your allotment for the month. Okay? So this is, I'm not mentioning names, and the reason I'm not mentioning a lot of names is because these people are not important. They're human beings, and they're people. We are not going to change the people who have gone down this path. They're too hooked into it. The power that they're getting from it. We are not going to be able to change them. Tommy Elston ran for mayor and was sitting in here a while earlier. And there he is right there. And I asked him if I could quote him. And he said years ago when they were voting on the land use and they were voting on the greenways and they were voting on all these nice developments and improvements, that him and the other people that voted on this stuff did not know what it was. But the other day when I was talking to him, when I mentioned ICLEI, he knew it. He said, yeah, I know what ICLEI is. He said, if I knew then what I know now, I would vote against all of it.